and we're shaking things up by bringing in a brand new guest. In fact, it's the newly crowned Manager of the Year in the League of Ireland, Stephen Bradley. Great to have you in, Stephen.
Thank you.
Kevin, great to see you again. Looking very dapper behind us, I must say, at the awards last night. Was it a good evening?
Yeah, it was a great occasion. It's nice to see the players get their awards, and yeah, it was a fantastic evening, and well done to everyone.
Tell us about the season. Back-to-back titles must have felt pretty sweet. The fans back in to see it as well. Were you happy enough with how things went?
Yeah, delighted. It's always difficult to win one league, but to retain it is extremely difficult. It throws up a lot of challenges throughout the season, but I felt the players and the staff handled them really well, and we came through some difficult moments, and thankfully did enough to get the win.
What about Europe? Didn't quite happen for you there?
No, it's definitely an area that we'd like to improve going forward. It can't be at all costs because you need to concentrate domestically, but it is definitely an area that we'd like to push on, and hopefully next season we can do that.
How do you do that? What happened this season, do you think, and what lessons have you learned?
I think there's a lot of lessons to be learned every time you play, but especially in Europe, you're coming up against teams that play different formations, different styles. And you got to make sure that you're really on your game in the big games. And unfortunately for us, when it came down to against Flora Talon, we weren't quite at our levels, and we got punished by a very, very good team. But a lot of things need to fall into place for you to really push on in Europe. And like I said, hopefully next year we can push on.
Kevin, I've been looking back through your TV appearances this season. You've mostly been saying nice things about Stephen Bradley and Shamrock Rovers, so we should be all right here today. There is a sense, and Stephen's alluded to it a couple of times through the season, that they maybe didn't get the respect that they deserve for their achievement this year. Would you give them their dues?
Definitely. Any team who's won 2 in a row. There's not too many managers, who have won 2 titles in a row in any league, never mind the League of Ireland. And the managers that gone before him, some managers, big names, Pat Finlan, Trevor Crawley, Stephen Kenny at Shamrock Rovers, who didn't manage to do it. There's a lot of pressure managing Rovers. I was at his first game, I think, covering it for TV away to Waterford. A difficult night for you. I think you managed to scramble a draw, and that night you'd wonder how you're going to turn it around and get them back to the top, and you've done it. So fair juice, not easy. Massive respect for anyone. Winning leagues is not an easy thing to do in any country. Especially
after losing a couple of big players, albeit one of them is coming back with Jack Byrne. What's he going to add to the place?
Jack's a special talent. I think he's shown that time and time again. He's had time away now. He's refreshed and he's ready to go. I think he's in a different place to the Jack that we signed a couple of years back. He's a lot more mature, and he knows what he's coming back into. He knows how we play, and really looking forward to getting him back in the group.
How do you fit him in? You got a good attacking talent there. How do you get him into it?
I
it's a
think
good problem.
It's a great headache to have, to be honest. If you had offered me this at any point, you take it. To have the amount of attacking players we have, it's fantastic, and I really look forward to getting him in the team, because I believe this team is a team that is only getting started. It's a new team, and I think Jack adds to that.
He'll find a way to get him in there, Kevin, don't worry. He'll solve that problem somehow. Listen, there's a sense, certainly around the Cup final, that there was a big build-up to that. It was a huge occasion, a lot of coverage of it, big crowd as well. Obviously, Stephen Kenny, a League of Ireland man, is starting to turn it around for the Irish senior team. Am I right in thinking there's a bit of positivity around the league at the moment, and just around Irish football?
And even looking into next season and the different teams that are trying to have a go at it, I think you hope they can all manage it. And financially, we always seem to one financial trouble, or one club gets into trouble during the year, but just seeing the players are trying to sign, how everyone's trying to strengthen, it's going to be tough for Rovers to get 3 in a row next season. But yeah, the crowd that was at the Cup final as well, and I know it was 0-0, it went to extra time, went to penalties, but the quality of football in it, how teams are trying to play, young players coming through the league, it's probably 20 years since I played in the League of Ireland, but the quality of football, the facilities, the pitches, everything is just moved up a notch. Hopefully little bits every year, like Rovers are doing, adding a little bit every year, not trying to, Rome wasn't built in a day, trying to just do that step by step and trying to improve all the time. Key, and hopefully a good positive season, and maybe someone will put up these a little bit and make it last longer than you've seen you lifting the trophy with a month ago.
How does the league improve? What steps need to be taken to push it on from here, do you think?
I think the obvious one is the facilities. I think if we want to entice more families, more young kids to come to games, we've got to make sure they're coming into facilities that they feel comfortable in. And I think that falls on everyone's shoulders around the country. Clubs, obviously, the governing body, and obviously the government. I think it's going to need everyone to come in together and to take it forward. I think for too long we've pointed fingers at each other. I think it's time that we sat down and really put a plan together and because I agree with Kevin. I think the product on the pitch is improving year on year. I think the standard of player is very, very good. You look at Chris Forrester's goal last week in the cup final was as good as a goal you'd see in any final. And you just have to look throughout the league. There's some fantastic talent in the league, and we need to match that now with the facilities off the pitch. It's going to take time. It's not a quick fix by any means, but that's how we can improve.
Did you get that sense as well that there was a good buzz around the cup final? I mean, Rovers weren't in it, so maybe you weren't so as buzzed as everyone else, but...
Yeah, I did. I think the fact we weren't in it, and Dundalk weren't in it, and maybe Cork City, because they were in it for so long, I think the fact that us three weren't involved really helped in terms of the neutrals. It got that enthusiasm going again. And yeah, no, it was great to see 37,000 there. It was fantastic. Obviously, we'd love to be there. It wasn't to be this year, but just to have that crowd at a game involving two Irish teams is fantastic.